Today I'm going to tie a scud. It's a very important fly to have in your box. Now, basically there's two ways of tying a scud. There's many patterns, but there's two different types. And what I mean by this is, one is a moving scud, swimming, and the other is a resting scud. The resting scud is tied on a scud hook or an emerger hook, and it's a curled hook. We're going to tie a traveling scud, and that's going to be tied on a Sierra, and it's a 2312 BL16. And that's what it looks like. It's a little straighter and a little longer. So let's get on with it. Now, that's what we're going to tie, is this scud right here. Let's see if I can get that a little better focus. What we're going to do here, I'll grab some I just needed one material here. All right. For this, like I said, I'm going to be using a number 16, and I'll put a small brass bead on it for the head. All right. Now, if you have trouble getting these, I get my materials at Trout Bums. They have a very good selection, and the service is just unbelievable. I'm using a dark olive thread, and it's a number 70. Cut that off. Now I'm going to be using a fine brass gold colored wire. We'll use that for the rib. And I'll tie that on now. It's an easy fly to tie. I go to the bend. I don't go around the bend because this pattern calls for it to be fairly straight. Now I'm going to tie in my legs. For the legs, I'm using an ostrich herl, green. You could use a brown. Secure that. All right. Now you have a this is your option on the bead head. You could use copper or you could use tungsten. It's a 5/64, by the way, 5/64 bead. Now, for the body, I'm using a dubbing mixture that I put together. Various lakes have different colored shrimp, and in our lakes here, I'm tying an olive, a dark olive with some sparkle in it, but it's a dark olive body. I'm going to dub that on. I'm going to wind that, go back to the rear of the hook, start building the body up. Now remember, shrimps are football shaped. Okay, so make sure you get more material in the center than you do on the end. I'm going to go back and give myself some more on for the football. There we go. Whenever you get a lump like that, you can just take it off. Okay. Take the excess off. Put that back in the bag. Now, at this point, I'll bring up the leg material, and I'll just spiral that up. Cut that off. All right. I'm going to trim everything off the top and part of the sides. You'll see why here in a minute. For the shell back, I'm using scud back in an olive and 1/8 wide. Now, I tie that facing the front. A loose wrap, snug it down, and then give yourself 3-4 turns. Then you fold it back over to the back. All right. Pull that snug. Take your wire. Now the first wrap will be a little loose. Then you can start snugging it up tight for the second and consecutive wraps. I generally put 5 to 6 wraps on there for segmentation. This gold wire gives it a nice look. Distinctive segmentations. Tie your wire off. Give yourself a few wraps to secure it. Then you can just get it crops nice and close by just twisting it. Now build the thread up so it's even with the bead. Whip finish that. Dubbing. Now, at the rear, I like to put a V in it because that's what they have. Go in from each side towards the center, like so. And that's your finished scud. It's a swimming scud. If you ever get the opportunity, go online and you can Google scuds, swimming scuds. They have some good videos on there that shows you when the scud is swimming, it's stretched out and they really motor. I fished this with a type 3 synced line, and when you strip 8 to 10 inches at a time and fairly quickly. Now, if you tied this on a scud hook, it would be curled, and I call that the resting position. Scuds, when they're not swimming, they curl up and they rest, especially in weeded areas. If you're going to fish your resting scud, you can do that on a dry line with an indicator, and you'll probably have a lot of success that way. But with the traveling scud, you fish that stripping. Hope you enjoy that.